Great joke. I'm gonna go back to my class. Is that thing real?
2 guys did this to me, and if I don't rob that bank in time, this thing is gonna blow.
And your first thought was to come to a school filled with young children?
I mean, I think the vest is probably safe for now. I mean, these guys don't want me to blow up on accident before I get them their money, right?
So you figured the 2 psychopaths that put a bomb on your chest made sure it was safe. There's no margin for error in the bomb vest design?
I need your help, okay? I can't do this alone.
That's a clip from 30 Minutes or Less, a movie that spent 3 months filming in Grand Rapids last year.
And on Monday night, Hollywood rolled out the red carpet night for the world premiere of 30 Minutes or Less.
And many of the movie stars were there at the famous Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood talking about the movie.
It's there's a kind of an insane plot. It's very fast-paced, very funny, and the characters are all interesting and real. That's what I like about it. I think that's what people will be able to relate to.
Yeah, I think Ruben did a really good job of putting together 4 guys that have a kind of a unique comedic voice and seeing what happens when you put them together. I think it makes the movie feel very fresh.
You know, it's really rare that action and comedy work together. And this, I think they work amazing because Ruben's really a talented director. So if you want a good, like, style movie and also just, there's so many jokes. There's too many jokes to even, it's insane. I mean, we were improvising, it just was like boom, 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 boom.
Even the producer, Ben Stiller, was at the premiere signing autographs for all of the fans.
So it looks good, the stars like it, but does it pass the grade with our movie guy, Aaron Lafferty? Would you recommend this movie, Aaron?
To a certain group of EightWest viewers, I would recommend this movie.
Which group would that be?
Well, if you're okay with R-rated, kind of crude, raunchy humor, then this is a movie for you. If you might be offended by those kinds of things, probably not a movie to see. Okay. So if it's grandma or one of your aunts and uncles or somebody like that that might be offended, maybe don't take them to this movie. But I thought it was really good. The comedy, like Nick Swartzen was saying, it's a lot of rapid fire, joke after joke after joke after joke. Sometimes you miss the jokes because the audience is laughing so much.
Oh, really?
So that's fun. Obviously, a lot of locations to see in this movie. I've laid those out on my blog. This is a movie that doesn't pretend to be something else. This is Grand Rapids. They talk about Grand Rapids. The police cars say Grand Rapids. This is a movie set in Grand Rapids. It doesn't pretend to be another city. So, for the amount of time that they spend here, the amount of money they spend here, they definitely embrace the fact that it's a Grand Rapids movie.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see that. And this, Jesse Eisenberg, his career has really blown up since we've seen, in this. And so a lot of stars. Ben Stiller, we saw the video. He produced it, right?
Yes, he was one of the producers. Ruben Fleischer, who directed Zombieland, did this movie. I give it an 8. If you're not from Grand Rapids, probably 7.5.
Well, this is one of the biggest movies to come out of here.
Yes,
so
it is the biggest.
Is this going to be in theaters across the country?
Yes, this is a national release. It's even getting an international release as well. It's the first movie made here that's ever gotten a national release. It should, it'll at least last 2 weeks because that's the minimum for a movie, but it should last 2 or 3 weeks. It's not going to make the kind of money that a bigger budget movie would make. It'll probably be 3rd or 4th this weekend, but hopefully it'll get some legs and get some traction. It's hard for R-rated movies to do really well at the box office because you limit your audience. You don't get those 13-year-old and younger viewers. So.
Yeah, interesting.
Or the even older. Group,
Well, it's nice just to see the scenes around Grand Rapids too.
Yes,
I'm sure the theaters for this movie will be very busy this weekend.
Absolutely, yeah, in West Michigan.
Local interest.
Right. You could watch it one time for the locations or one time just to get the story because there's so much. You find yourself pointing at the screen all the time. Oh, look at that! I know where that is. So it's fun.
Okay.
So I would go see it. Unless you might be offended by the R-rated, the crude, things like that.
Okay, so. Looks good. What else do we see at theaters this weekend?
Well,
this isn't right for everybody. You've got actually one that's going to be really popular. Let's just say it. Chick flick, date night movie?
Yep, and then we've also got Final Destination 5, which is another R-rated movie. It's the 5th Final Destination movie, the first one in 3D. This is going to compete with Planet of the Apes for the #1 spot this weekend. It's pretty much the same formula we've seen in the other Final Destination movies. There's a group of young people that escape a tragic accident. This time it's a suspension bridge that collapses. They escape it, they cheat death for a while, and then as we've seen before in this formula, eventually they start to get picked off by death. So if you know that premise, you also know that it's an R-rated movie. It's pretty violent, pretty gruesome, but it's also almost one horror movie you can laugh along with because it's almost so ridiculous you can almost laugh at it.
So the Final Destinations have been going on for quite some time.
Right.
How do you see this going?
Well, I mean, if they can keep coming up with different ways to kill off the characters, then I guess it'll last. You know, it's different from the Saw franchise in the fact that you can kind of laugh along with it. It's not so terrible, it's so ridiculous kind of the way that they do it, it's almost funny. So, but it is R-rated, so.
Okay. Well, a minute ago I was referring to a different movie, and that's the one you're going to talk about.
The one you're the most interested in.
I know, it was the one that I'm most interested in. Your parents just
My
saw
parents
it, right?
just saw this and said it was incredible.
Right, and we're talking about The Help, which actually opened on Wednesday. It's getting really good reviews, especially for the acting in this. You got Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Bryce Dallas Howard, just a huge cast, included Cicely Spaceback, Cicely Tyson. Basically, it's about a Southern girl who goes away to college. She comes back and she decides she wants to be a writer, and she starts writing about the Southern Society, Mississippi 1960s, where the help is the African-American women who have been taking care of these white rich families for all these years, and tries to convince them to go write their story. But it kind of turns the town upside down because they don't want that story out about the white rich families.
So this is a really popular book club book.
Yeah, based on a very popular novel, yes. And it's getting about a 7 to 8, especially some attention for Viola Davis, possibly for some Oscar attention. Obviously it's early, but you know, getting some talk about maybe some Oscar contention there from Viola Davis, who you see in the clip right now. So.
Really big. So that'll be a big one. But I was asking you whether this was going to be the big movie of the weekend, but you said no. You think it's going to be something else.
I think Final Destination and Planet of the Apes compete for #1 because it's got the wider releases, more theaters, more attention to it, bigger budget and marketing and things like that. And as Jordan was saying, it's a sad movie, so it's hard to get people to go to sad movies.
That's right.
So. But a movie that's completely different is Glee, the concert movie. If you like the show Glee, you'll probably like this movie. It's pretty much the concert tour that was earlier this summer. It's shot in 3D. You also get behind the scenes, but it's not behind the scenes with the actors. It's behind the scenes with the characters. So in between musical numbers, the characters are talking about the performances. So it's kind of different. Usually when you go behind the scenes, you get behind the scenes with the actors or the musical performers, but this time it's behind the scenes with the characters. So if you're into that, you know, maybe that's
hugely popular TV show. I'm sure that'll be really big. So it sounds like all in all a variety of options for moviegoers this weekend.
You've got some R's, you got some PG-13, and you got a PG movie and Glee. So.
And we've got a little rain in the forecast too, so this might be a popular destination for a lot of people who are looking to do something fun, but yet inside.
Yes.
All right, so how do people find out more about what's coming, all your reviews? You know, it's always good to check in with Aaron Lafferty left the movies before heading to the theater.
You can, on the main page of woodtv.com, if you click on entertainment and blogs, you'll find my blog right there. Also Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
You're everywhere.
You're all over the place.
Trying to be.
We love that, especially the theaters.
Yes.
Thanks, Aaron, a lot. We appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah. I'll be right back.